I'm really excited about this idea. I've had this idea, like I said, pretty much just all day in my head today. And normally when I have an idea, I just immediately write it down and start adding cards. So this is like, I don't know, this whole delayed gratification thing, I'm still practicing it. So I think what I want to do is I'll create the title for this cube. I don't know. I don't like naming things before I feel ready to. Cube name. Alright, just do it in all caps for the sake of excitement. But I really am interested in this idea. I'll pitch it to you guys very briefly. Change the stream title right now. And I don't think I've ever done this before. I'm pretty sure every single other cube that I've designed, and granted most of them are unfinished projects because that is what I specialize in. I don't think I've ever just started with nothing and then built it on stream before. And yeah, I guess I really do have a lot of these, huh? How many is this? Jeez, holy crap. 6 across. How many down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have almost 40 cubes. Anyway, so I am really excited about this idea, and there are a couple things that I was thinking about with this. So one of the things that I was thinking about is the 1 mana cube, all will be ones, which actually, if anything, this should probably get the all caps name. And the other name still needs to be workshopped, but this at least has a nice reference thingy that it's doing. But yeah, so the 1 mana cube, one of the things that I really love about this cube, the thing that I think I just kind of, it was like incidental, or maybe there's another word for it, like emergent maybe, that I stumbled onto this. It turns out when you can cast all your spells, Magic gameplay is just like really fun. Like, turns out not having cards rot in your hand for the entire game is a good time, but also like when you can play any spell on any turn, like you have to think about everything that you're doing, and like turn 1 in a lot of games of Magic is just kind of like a boring, like throwaway, like warm-up turn almost. Whereas like in this format, like by turn 1, you should already be thinking like, wait, which thing am I supposed to play? Because you have a lot of options. Do you play your tap land? Do you play this color of mana, that color of mana? Do you play like your 1-drop? Do you hold up interaction? Which 1-drop do you play? Do you play the better one or the worse one? What are you doing on turn 2? How can you spend your mana? Can you spend white on turn 2? Can you only spend white-blue? Anyway, so basically all that to say, I think that 1 mana cube just sort of natively has great gameplay. And this, it's going to have a bunch of cheap spells, right? Like the number of creatures you can have that have base power and toughness 1/1 that are expensive is very, very limited. Like if I just start closing tabs at random here, yeah, let's go mana value 4, power equals 1, toughness equals 1. Boom. We have under 2 full pages worth of cards, and some of them are unplayable direct, like Even Trooper. Whereas if we go here, and we go, what am I doing here? We go mana value, let's say greater than 4, power equals 1, toughness equals 1. 40 cards, so not even just 5-drops, but like anything. And some of these are like both versions of Alrund. So there are very few like expensive cards, which I think is really interesting. It means I have to be selective. There are definitely cop-outs. Like, I don't know, if you think about this, it's a 6 mana 1/1 that makes 2 3/3s. Like, is it really following the rule if it's making creatures that aren't 1/1s? I think the answer is yes. I don't know how I feel about a card that only produces tokens that aren't 1/1 without it itself being a 1/1. So like any non-creature spell, basically. But I think there are a lot of, I mean, there's some really cool and exciting options, and a lot of it's kind of forced, which is nice as well, because then, you know, I don't have to make as many decisions. But the reason that I was excited about this, and one of the things that I really wanted to do was see how the different keywords interact with each other, because 1/1s, there are a lot of keywords that you can put on 1/1s, and like, I mean, this is something that I mentioned to Jackson before the stream. Like Healer's Hawk, I think, is a great example. Like, not only is it a 1-drop with multiple keywords, but if you just think about how this thing scales, right? If you put just 1+1/+1 counter on it, like 1 mana, 1/1 flying lifelink, sure, yeah, that's worth 1 mana. You also had Vault Scourge before this, and Vault Scourge, by the way, is the version I would add to the cube. But if you just put 1+1/+1 counter on this, all of a sudden it's worth like 3-4 mana, maybe 3.5 mana, if such a thing could be said to exist, even though it's just 1 counter on a 1-drop. So that's sort of what I'm looking for. I'm trying to figure out synergies with keywords and with 1/1s where it's like, I mean, just, you know, you make a whole that's greater than the sum of the parts. Like, you have a really nice, efficient thing to buff. Maybe it's a double striker, you know, maybe it's a Healer's Hawk, maybe it's an Infect creature. So that is pretty much the idea. And I think just for fun, please add at least 1 card to the cube. Alright, we will add 1 card to the cube, and then we will add 1 card as the image, and then we will come back. Specify versions. Alright, Pendelhaven is now in there. I'm really excited to build this cube. I hope you guys are going to be a fraction of how excited I am about this. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to be sticking with it, but it's just a really fun idea. There are a lot of very powerful 1/1s in Magic, and hopefully we'll find out what some of them are together. Alright guys, thank you for waiting. We have returned. And I'm listening to myself on my phone, which is not ideal. But, you know what is ideal? I finally get to start adding some cards to the sucker. We're going to start with what is easiest and go from there. I've already had so many cards that I've looked at and thought about, because again, I have been thinking about this all day. Here we'll just do Game MTGO, so I don't have to look at this Alrund. Actually gets a number of other cards out of there as well. And sort by color. So the reason we're starting with this sort is because this is a pretty interesting restriction. One of the things that I said earlier is that it's somewhat similar to the 1-mana cube, and we're not going to have 2 caps locked cube titles here. It bothers me right now, so we're going to change one of them. But the point is, it's kind of like that, and it's kind of like the creatureless cube as well. Ollie/Beaks creatureless cube, just in the sense that, you know, with so many creatures excluded, like a lot of the quote-unquote creature-y effects are going to have to come from non-creature cards. But in the meantime here, I'm just going to start throwing some things in. Cards that are expensive, because there are so few expensive cards that you can actually have in there. So I think the Belfry or Belfry Spirit is going to be good enough. Guarded Air, sure, why not? Also a nice one to blink, of course, if you're blinking this and making 2/3/3s. Herbis Protector, this is the kind of card that I think would be totally fine. But I don't think that it's going to end up getting added, mostly because Dragon Trainer exists. It's just the same thing in red, that's a mana cheaper. So I don't see any reason to have this. Like, I understand that it feels better in white, because white is a color with blink effects. But in a world where so many creatures are dirt cheap, I don't see why we would want to be running a 6-drop. Alrund, I think, is kind of busted. And I think it's fine to play it. Granted, there's a card on the backside that's not a 1/1, so it doesn't exactly follow the rule. But it'll be in there for now, and then maybe I will get rid of it later. Beguiler of Wills, I think, is pretty cool. Draining Welk, I'm not sure. It's very expensive. I think let's just throw in the Beguiler for now, leave out the Draining Welk. Siren, I think, is pretty nice, and Talus Researcher is another one that we're going to leave out. Welk is too cool, though. Hey, Nameless, good to see you. The Welk is cool. I'm a little bit, well, maybe more than a little bit wary of 6-drops. It is a big guy, that's true. Unless you're just countering a small spell, which is probably the case. But the whole kind of point of this cube is to take small guys and make them big. Let's see. Yeah, so the reason Talus Researcher won't be in there is because Archivist is basically the same thing but better in blue. It's going to be bigger than everything. I think you would be surprised. Like, even just with the cards that I've added, right? Like, you know, we're making 1/1s, we're making 2/3/3s, this thing gets pumped. Like, just because something has base power and toughness 1, like, stuff can get big, I think. But I haven't done it yet, so I don't know. I'll throw it into the maybe board. Constellation maybe board. Okay, Dragon Trainer. This stuff, again, is all basically just forced. There's not very much thinking that I have to do here. Cultivator of Blades, definitely. KLD. And... yeah, there's a good chance I'll throw in the Dragon Master Outcast. Is there a reason not to? I don't know. I'm putting it in the maybe board for now because I just don't know. Okay. And then here's another one that's tricky. Deep Forest Hermit versus Deranged Hermit versus... There's actually another one as well. The Morph one. I think I just want to go Deep Forest. I think it's also probably the best one. Oh, I just added that to the maybe board. Yeah, Nut Collector's there as well. No, he's a 1/1. We might... I'm not sure. We could just throw in a bunch of Squirrel Synergy. I don't know. I think I might say no to Nut Collector, though. Like, I do want to be somewhat selective, and, like, I don't know if we're going to be supporting Threshold. If it said each upkeep, I think I would try it. And then this is also interesting. I have Somberwald Beastmaster, but also Tristani Summoner. Oh, but I don't think that's really what I'm going for here. Like, in general, I agree. Like, that is something that I want to inform the way that I design my cubes, but this time, like, when everything else is going to cost like 1 or 2 mana, I think the expensive cards need to be as good as possible or no one's going to want to play them. That's my thinking. Iktekik, I actually think is reasonable because what is also a 1/1? Splicers. So that'll be one of the first kind of synergies. Yeah, exactly. And there are a bunch of nice splicers. Couldn't think of a splicer nicer. Okay, I gotta stop. Maul Splicer, I think is terrible, unfortunately. Somberweld Beastmaster, I think is good. Is this on... wait. Okay, apparently it is on Moto. That's news to me. This is so similar to Tristani Summoner. I think I'm just gonna leave in the Beastmaster. I mean, 7 mana is like... I think it's just the most expensive card. Creature, that is. This... I don't think this is good enough. Phytohydra is funny. Prime Speaker is cool. I should have mentioned that to Jackson while he was here. Do we want Ravnica Remastered? Let's do that one. And don't really care about Creepy Doll or the rest of these. Triskelion is like a maybe. Yeah, Ecstatic Awakener is another nice one. I think that one is good enough to like always make it, because I probably will end up... It's going to look a little bit funny next to the rest of these cards, just because everything else is expensive, but yeah. Awakener and 8 Double Masters. Let's just do Midnight Hunt, I don't know. And then maybe board Triskelion. DMR, I guess. I don't know, whatever. Oh, there are a lot of cards that do that. I'm not sure which one I'd like, but they do work together. It's true, the Awakener with the other one. Okay, let's get the maybe board out of there for now. And now let's just do 4 drops. Bishop of Binding is pretty nice. I think I want Master Splicer, but I don't actually know. Alright, what's your banger? I'm ready. Put a number of counters on it. Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. Put a counter on each of any number of target creatures and a charge counter on each of any number of target artifacts. What? How does this... Can I read? Sack another artifact, proliferate. So it's a 4-mana 2/2, but it puts a counter on everything. Equal treatment? Oh, that's a funny one. I don't know... I'll at least throw it in the maybe board. The thing is, like, I don't know how often creatures are actually going to stay 1/1s. Because I think if the whole point of the format is to pump them... But, I don't know. I do really like equal treatment. I will very seriously consider it. It's a Monsieur Verdoux card. And when something's a Verdoux card, that's, I don't know, pretty telling. Any reason not to add the Master Splicer? Let me look at the other splicers. Well, I have to add Blade Splicer. No, I guess I should. So Master Splicer, Blade Splicer, Iktekik, and these two. Sure. And Soul Herder, of course, will be going in there. It's so funny, too, because I kind of despise Soul Herder. But once you throw in all the splicers, right, and it's a 3-mana 1/1, so... In fact, I'm just going to do it now before I forget. I do despise this card, though. Okay. Archivist. I actually think this is really sweet. Also, I kind of hate that this is main board. Granted, I'm not building a deck here, so it doesn't need to say main deck, but it just rubs me the wrong way. 9th edition, huh? Oh, Shiro is funny, but isn't that a... Isn't he too big? What's he called? Shirei. Yeah, he's too big. If he were a 1/1, then yeah. But he's simply too large. I had this problem earlier, and it made me very upset, because I was like, wait, why am I not finding these effects? And it's like, all these are too big. It's definitely a bummer, but we could bounce back. I can survive my own restriction, I'm sure of it. This is really funny. The Clinquant Sky Mage. I have no idea how to pronounce that word. I could try to pronounce it in the French way. I'd probably have a better chance of doing that. It's been a long time since I did that. But it's really funny because it's strictly worse Onirophage, but it's strictly more 1/1 cubable. And I don't know if I want Startled Awake. I haven't really thought about this, and I don't want to think about it right now, so I'm just filling up the maybe board immediately. And then Thought Sponge. Greatest number of cards when is drawn. No. Toothy. Whenever I draw a card, put a counter on it. It's the same ability as the Clinkant. The Clinkant. No, it'd be like Cla. Anyway, whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay. Toothy and Pier. What is Pier again? Is Pier also a 1/1? I feel like it might be. Oh, I'm being silly. There's an easier way. We're on Scryfall. I just click on this and it shows me the other one. Yep, it is also a 1/1. I think I want both of these. I guess they're in there. I don't know if I want the partner with mechanic. Pure and Toothy, I guess. Wait. Oh no, I griefed myself. I didn't do game MTGO in this search. That's horrible. No! Wait, what? There's no way Toothy, a Battle Bond card, is on Moto. I'm so confused. What is even happening right now? What? They did it! Wow, I'm shocked. Does that make sense? You can't play Battle Bond on Moto. Why are these cards on the client? Alright, whatever, I'll take it. No, I just put it in the maybe board. Alright. Sweet. Alright, well I'm glad I get to do that. I really thought I'd griefed myself by setting myself up for that and not being able to succeed. This card's kind of interesting, Barbed Servitor. It mostly just makes me want Toski when I look at this. Yeah, I think I just kind of want Toski. I'll throw it in the maybe board. And this time I'll remember to switch back. And now, Marsh Flitter is sweet. Marsh Flitter, Sling Gang Lieutenant is coming up soon, I'm sure. Oh, there it is. Scavenger Drake is at least a maybe. A lot of mana. Doesn't mean it's terrible though. Skip the rest. Amplifier's hilarious. Pretty decent card most of the time, but in this format, no. Bomb Squad, I actually think is kind of goated. Most people probably don't know what Bomb Squad does, so let's take a second to read that one and try to parse it. I once tried to do that, reading it for the first time on stream, and sort of failed epically, but anyway. Bomb Squad. 4 mana 1/1. You love to see it. Put a fuse counter on target creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a fuse counter on each creature with a fuse counter on it. And then whenever a creature has 4 or more fuse counters on it, basically you blow it up. And the controller takes 4 damage. So the funny thing about this is you are always basically supposed to activate it on your upkeep. So you play it, right? And then you roll around to your next turn. Trigger goes on the stack. On your upkeep, you respond, putting a counter on something, which is effectively putting 2 counters on something, which means, of course, if you want, you can do the same thing next turn, and then it'll die. But in terms of sheer number of counters, it's more efficient to put a fuse counter on something else on your next upkeep, because Hell's Caretaker. Oh, I skipped that one. I should probably at least consider that one. Oh, we are in upkeeps right now, aren't we? Yeah. I mean, this one's pretty cool. I don't know if it's actually good enough or not, but let's just add it. Isn't there? I thought there was another one for some reason. Another similar card that might have been better. Maybe there's not. Maybe this is just it. I don't know. This card is cool, though, so thank you. And thank you regardless. Did I add Bomb Squad? I did. Anyway, that's Bomb Squad. I don't remember how to pronounce this card name, but this was a million years ago one of the commanders that I was like obsessed with trying to build a commander deck around. Or legendary creatures, I guess it's not inherently a commander. Here's a little bit of foreshadowing for what's to come, but I'm not actually going to give it away just yet. 2/2 Mercenary. I'm not sure. Well, I guess as long as it's a 2/2, it doesn't really matter. So, okay, fair enough. Marton Stromgald. Funny. I guess I'll throw it in the maybe board. This guy just always dies, but in this format, there's a chance. The thing is, if I want Martin Stromgald, I probably want Scampering Scorcher, and on its own, I don't think I would run this. In fact, I'm pretty darn sure I would not. 4 mana and so Fungus. I'm not sure which card it is at this point. From Alara Reborn. Let's throw in Lumberknot, by the way, over the Algae Gharial. Effectively the same thing. I thought the... Isn't that card a 5/4? I thought that card was huge. Am I wrong? Krosan Beast is hilarious, but terrible. Did I skip anything here? I did not. I think maybe you're thinking of Phytohydra. You thinking of this card? This card is smaller. Oh, here's my Toski. Thelonite Hermit. Yeah, oh, this isn't even squirrels. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Okay, Toski, Vital Splicer. Okay, so yeah, you're talking about the Mycoid whatever. Vital Splicer. Alright, we're splicing. And I don't think Royal Recruit is that good. Hey, Pure Gosu, good to see you. Unfortunately, we are not ready for... Oh, I do like the Icacian Javelineer. I do like that card. I don't know if... I mean, yeah, okay, let's just do it. Let's go for the whole shebang then. I mean, the thing is, I guess I'll just add them all to the maybe board and then probably add them all to the cube. So there's Icacian... Oh no, have I been accidentally adding... Oh no, I did it again. Dude, I keep adding... You're with Gosu. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Wacky. Wacky, you just haven't... But also, you're probably in like a one-person queue right now, Wacky, right? So I imagine that's part of what's going on. Lumberknot, Toski, Vital Splicer. This is just the... Oh, you're drafting right now. Okay, well, nice. Alright, these are there, they're done. Elenda, the Dusk Rose. That one's in there. I don't think this is good enough, but I'm not sure. Fathom Mage is going to be really hard to evolve. And... Oh, Crystalline Crawler and Canoptic Scarab Swarm. damage equal to its power. I think I want this skitter spike as well. This card seems broken to me, but I think we're just adding all of these. Doesn't matter. Crystalline Crawler, where are you? This one. And then, what's it? Something Skitter Spike? Giggling. It's really funny, just very brief aside to talk about tropes from other IPs. Like, I know that, you know, it's probably technically not exactly from another IP, but you can't look at this thing, and sorry that I'm making you guys look at it, you can't look at this and tell me that this is not the toy from Toy Story, right? That Sid or whatever created from, like, destroying his toys and mashing them together. You simply cannot tell me this isn't Sid's toy. Similarly, what is that emote? Jeez. Value 1, something rust. I don't know what it's called. Rust Harvester. Look at this. Okay, so we've got the art, right? It's like, alright, it's just kind of a little guy, whatever, it's a robot. Okay, we have like a very kind of polluted, desolate looking planet, things in the sky. It scrounges the thing's wasteland, unaware that its home can no longer support its purpose. Anyone thinking WALL-E? Is that WALL-E? It is. You see? I love WALL-E. We were just talking about WALL-E too, I think. Anyway. You just can't tell me that these Pixar movies are not being referenced up the wazoo. I refuse to believe anything else. Okay, so that is just some of the kind of gimmies out of the way, and technically some of them might not stay in the cube forever. But for my next trick, what I'll do is, I don't remember what it's called. This might have been the exact thing that Nameless was saying earlier, and I totally misunderstood. So we're gonna go ID green white and 011. I think it works like that. I don't know if I have to do quotes or not. We're gonna find out. Block ALA. Aha, Sigil Captain. So this might have been what Nameless was saying. Whenever a creature enters, if it's a 1/1, it becomes a 3/3, effectively. And so you might think, well, this is useless, right? The whole point of this cube is everything is a 1/1. So what's the point of looking at Sigil Captain, where this thing is clearly a 3/3? And that's where I would tell you, if you haven't already guessed, that this isn't the card we're looking for. What we're looking for is the tag that goes along with it. So now we open up Scryfall Tagger, and we click on Synergy 1/1, and that brings us to what we're looking for, and now here we are. And so the image of the cube, also a bit of foreshadowing, done a bunch of foreshadowing already, is Pendlehaven. I'd be remiss not to have Pendlehaven Elder in there, so we'll go ahead and throw that one in. The one thing about this is I really have no idea what I want my, I don't know what I want the pump effects to be. The pump effects, like, those are going to be the hardest part. I'm probably going to maybe board like every single suggestion for a pump effect I get. In fact, I'm going to maybe board Sword of the Meek here, because as cool as it is, I don't know if there are going to be enough ways to leverage it. I do love Sword of the Meek, though. It's like kind of a pet card of mine. Lovestruck Beast obviously is off the table because it's a 5/5. Same with Tetsuko. Those are both unfortunate, just like the Sigil Captain. However, we do have one more here. Bess, Soul, Nourisher, and I hope it's on Moto. Let's do a brief GoBots check. And it seems that it is. Alright, you love to see it. And so this, I don't really know what it does, so I should probably read it, or at least give you guys a chance to read it. I did read it earlier today when I was doing all this. I did all of this and then I added none of it. It was hard. Okay, 3 mana, 1/1. Whenever one or more other creatures with base power toughness 1/1 enter the battlefield under your control, put a counter on this. Whenever it attacks, each other creature you control with base power toughness 1/1 gets plus. Like, it's just perfect, right? It is just actually perfect. Yeah, Tetsuko's awesome. Fungus Tribal sounds like fun. Frick, what's wrong? Oh, just that it's a 1/3? Is that the issue? You might be lagging a little bit. You might want to refresh. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm just going to type it in chat just in case. Okay. So, now for perhaps the most exciting part. And remember what I was saying about this before. We haven't really done any of what I said. We started from, I've given myself this extremely limiting restriction, and I'm saying there are very, very few expensive cards that I can just have in the cube, period. So I might as well just go through them now, because anything that's not in the main or in the maybe board, I just don't even have to think about. So I already have a really good idea of the curve before I even, couldn't remember the name. Oh, gotcha, okay. Anyway, basically I already have a good idea of the curve before I, or what the curve could be, or how high it could go before I fill out the cube. Random card that I'm just going to add right now because it's on my mind and I don't want to forget. Stern Scolding. 1 blue mana, counter target creature spell. Kind of fun. But the thing that I was saying originally, right, was about keywords, and it was about how things scale. So I was thinking about some French vanilla cards. I was thinking about like the Vault Scourges of the world, right? And how, just putting like 1 or 2 +1/+1 counters on a Vault Scourge gets you something really exciting, right? Like that's sort of what it's all about here. We're trying to figure out ways to do cool, fun, exciting things like that. But I had this thought, right? I did this search earlier today. I looked at this card, the Seed Core, and I was like, okay, so this is basically Corrupted Pendelhaven, but Corrupted is stupid, right? Like, why would anyone ever want or care about Corrupted? Your opponent is never going to have 3 poison counters. It's one of the most parasitic mechanics. Yeah, the Elvish Visionary, like, I'm going to have to think about all those. The DLZ, the Spirited Companion, they'll probably all make it, but Fibblethip, Mezfiend, yeah, that's a good call out. That one I think I'll just throw in right now before I forget. And so what I was saying here with the Seed Core is, as I was thinking about this, I started to realize, wait a minute, I actually could support poison. I could support Infect. That's like possibly one of the dumbest ideas that you could have for a cube, I think. Maybe not as stupid as the IPA cube, where it's like, here's a really well-known beloved set, and I'm gonna, try to make something that can hold a candle to it. Like, who knows if I can succeed at that? But I'm taking a mechanic that is not only like infamously parasitic, but even the name of the mechanic sort of invites or evokes maybe parasitism, and I'm saying that that's going to be full-on supported. So let's do it. Let's dive in. The Seed Core is in there. And we're going to go O poison, or O toxic, or O infect. And here's a little trick that I learned earlier. I actually encountered a bug on Scryfall, which I've basically never encountered this, but it's just hilarious. It's a little bit too funny not to show you guys, so I'm going to just take 5 seconds to show you. I could think about Gigantomancer, by the way. I don't know, I'll just throw that in the maybe board. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Counters and proliferate. Yeah, Wither could go in there as well. I haven't thought about that. But yes. But here's the search that I tried to do, right? So I was thinking about ways that I can try to search for creatures that meet the criteria that I'm looking for. And so I was thinking, all right, if I want creatures that are 1/1s, right? But then what if I want to be able to find non-creatures? So then the search that I came up with was, okay, well, if I do a creature with power equal to 1, then that'll find just creatures. But what if I do not power not equal to 1? Because not power not equal to 1 should return non-creatures, right? Because non-creatures don't have power. And rather than doing not equal to, I just did greater than. And check this out, because it's just freaking hilarious. This is one of the weirdest bugs I've seen. Assuming they didn't fix it. Alright. Apparently, as opposed, like, okay, let's think about what this search should return. This should return every non-creature spell ever printed. It should return every creature with power 1 or 0. And like little girl, you know, whatever. And instead of like 20,000 cards or whatever, we have 6. And they all flip over. It's like the weirdest bug. Like, I do not understand it. It is absolutely bizarre. Yeah, it should. There's absolutely no explanation for this. I refuse to believe that this makes any sense at all. Yeah, exactly, wacky. Alright. Okay, so thankfully I did come up with a workaround. Oh, and just for fun, okay, we'll do the other one, just for fun. In case you weren't convinced, it's counting the backside. Or wait, oh, maybe you're saying that's what's causing the bug. Okay, but you're not saying that's what's wrong with the search, whatever it is. Syntax or whatever. Okay, I see. Yeah, they are all double-faced, that's true. Huh. So it's looking at this. Yeah. That's hilarious. No, I think you're probably right, but I don't understand. Like, this doesn't even have that printed on the card. Anyway, whatever. That's insane. Very strange bug. I think you're probably onto something. I still don't know why it does that. Thankfully, instead of just giving up, I can do this. I can do type creature, or whoops, what am I doing? Not that. Minus type creature, and I don't think I need parentheses for this one, or, yeah, it's very strange, but I think you're probably right still, which is still really cool. Or power equals 1, toughness equals 1. And then we close the parentheses the second time, and I believe this should work. And we get 83 cards. Anoint with Affliction's really funny because it can probably exile everything anyway, but then we might also hit Corrupted. So I think that's just kind of a fun inclusion here. And there's another tag that I think I want to return to. Here, I think I'm just going to ignore the mites for now. In fact, I don't know, I kind of just want to... No, I guess the search is fine. Okay, let's throw in Crawling Chorus. I need to move the search over. Jawbone Duelist. Oop, I'm getting... Oh, my Discord wasn't muted here. Oh, we're getting more nameless cards sent to us, I think, probably. My thing's loading really slowly. Okay, here are the cards. Did I add Jawbone Duelist? Also, let's do Game MTGO, so I'm not looking at this Norn's Fetchling. The images aren't loading yet, but when I see them, I'll let you know what I think. In the meantime, I'll just go back here. Skrelv, very nice. Skrelv's Hive. I'm a little bit worried about White Sun's Twilight. Because I do think White Sun's Twilight feels pretty broken to me. Maybe it's... I mean, it's really 7 mana. I guess I'll just throw it in there for now. Yeah, it is. Alright, that's a good point. Into the maybe board. Said cruel sadist, and you said whatever. I just looked at it. Chasm Skulker. That's another search I'm going to do in a second. The yeah, the thing is, like, I really want to stick to the rule and just have everything be 1/1. I don't know. No, I don't think. I think no 0/0s. But we'll see. I'm not, like, I don't know. I'm not positive. Blighted Agent, definitely. I'm not sure if I want any of these. Infect Mind Control. It's interesting. Maybe board. And then I know it's a 1/1. The thing is, like, but these are not really 1/1s, you know? Like, these are, like, growing every turn. Oh, you don't know the rules? Yeah, it's just base power and toughness 1/1. Distorted Curiosity. I'm not really sure about this one either. This is just worse than Proliferate Draw or Anticipate Proliferate. I mean, actually, no, I guess that's not true, because this is better if they don't already have poison. Okay, but let's just go Corrupted Conscience in the maybe board. I think the Skulker's cool. No, I think it will fit. I mean, I'm not positive, but anyway. You're gonna, like, reverse your own suggestion. Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to add the wrong card. Let's see if I can see the rest of the images. Oh, the Ascendant Acolyte. Yeah, I guess I should have given the Ascendant Acolyte another chance. Okay. I'll give it a chance. Or at least, I don't know, everything, it feels like everything just goes into the maybe board. Ascendant, Acolyte, that one, I guess. Sure. And now, back to the Infect cards. There are still a good number of these, which I'm happy about. The Bilious Skull Dweller, I think, has to get in there. Let's see what else. No Glistening Oil. No, I don't think I want Necrogen Communion. I mean, it's interesting. It's definitely better than Pheresis, I think, but Classic definitely, I think, combo. Let's throw in Plague Stinger. Pit Scorpion. Did not realize that card existed. Then each creature your opponents control gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each poison counter its controller has? That seems kind of insane. I know, that's one of the things that I keep encountering. The 1/2s. It's brutal. Ooh, the, whatever you call it's perfect. Kami of Whispered Hopes? That's really exciting, I think. Okay. Throw that one in for now. That Inquiry is needed. Is that the Mind Drop? Or no, it's the draw spell? I don't know about needed. Seems okay. I'll throw... I think this thing's gonna be broken. But I'm throwing it in there. Well, wait, no, I can't put White Science Twilight in the maybe board and then put that thing in the main. Pheresis Outbreak. Is it on? It is. Probably. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how many. Well, I don't know. Let's just see how it looks, because I think there are going to be a decent number of creatures. Maybe not. Maybe that's just totally wrong. But we're not at the colorless ones yet. I'll throw in Whispering Spectre. I'm adding to the maybe board by accident. Yeah. It does look broken. Feels exciting. That's cool though, right? A card is broken that most people have probably never seen before. Now the Fallen Ferromancer. Like, I think that this is good enough. I'll give it a try. The removal in this cube is going to have to be very, very carefully balanced as well, as like in addition to the pump effects. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Thanks. Blight Mamba, get in there. Glistener Elf, you're in there. Yeah, Pharaoh can at least be worth a try. Blight Man. Glistener Elf. And what's next? Six mana and make two. No. Okay. I don't know. Triumph of the Hordes, probably no. I don't know. We'll come back to the guys that make big toxic things. I'm not even worried about that. I think that it's just probably somewhat inevitable, and I'm okay with that. At least that's my current feeling. But I don't know. Maybe that's insane. This Trigon was insane for me the other day in Chaos Draft, but I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's reasonable. I mean, I do think Proliferate will kind of be the big thing because, I mean, it ties counters together and stuff. Well, but you were already thinking about that? Beating me to the punch again? I think I'll throw this in the maybe board. It's like pretty decent, but... Well, no, but I really do need enough threats. Whoops. Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is not like a... This cube, I mean, I'm really excited about the idea, as you can probably hear from my voice, so don't get me wrong, but... I'm totally okay with this just being like something I try that turns into something silly. Like if the gameplay is great, like 1-mana cube, then, and not saying like my 1-mana cube, but just like 1-mana cubes in general, then sure, I'll stick with it, but we'll see. Alright, Ink Moth, love that I get to throw that in there. Becoming a creature, I'm not sure exactly how I feel about that. It feels like it would be weird to just throw in like a rib skiff though that animates as a 4/4, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, definitely fun to think about. Inkmoth, Murex, these two can definitely get in there along with my Seed Core, and we have a few lands, which is exciting. And I guess I throw a Necropede too. Inkmoth, Nexus. What's the other one called? Murex. Opa had me take that really high in a Chaos Draft at one point. And then, what's the 1/1 dies with, puts a counter on something? Okay, yeah, well that's good to know. It doesn't feel right to me either, for the record. But I do appreciate second opinion as well. Alright, let's throw in some Infect cards. And now, I think I want to go back to something a bit easier and more mindless. So let's go to 1/1s that cost 3 mana. Let's go. What am I doing? Oh, I was gonna do. I don't know if there's a tag for this or not. Let's go Recruiter to look at the. Wait. Is there no tag for this cycle? They just know Imperial Recruiter? They don't know? They don't know Spellseeker is a member of the cycle? Did they make a green one yet? I don't even remember. Well, anyway, whatever. Imperial Recruiter. Whatever the other one's called, Recruiter of the Guard. And Spellseeker. I don't even know which version of this I'm supposed to choose here. I guess I'm choosing this one. I don't think I chose right. Let's go Battle Bond, I guess. But normally they know, and like Gavin Verhey has like talked about it being a cycle. So they should know. That's my stance. Okay. Alright, so now we go power. We just do the exact same search as... Or whoops. Like they aren't in the same set. Yeah, well, I'm sure... I mean, I know the designers are. And I think... What is that called? Like a mega cycle or a super cycle or something? Another L. Oh. Yeah, well... And then 315, let's do game MTGO again. 275, sort by color. Also interesting to sort by release date. Blade Splicer, let's throw that bad boy in there. Doesn't really matter which printing. I already checked out morph. There aren't enough morphs for it to be reasonable in my opinion. I really like Airlift Chaplain, but I think it's probably not good enough. I guess I'll throw it in the maybe board. I really like Airlift Chaplain, but pretty sure it's not good enough. I guess mana value 3 or less for creature is like almost any creature. Anyway, Doomed Artisan I think is pretty cool. It's in my artifact cube, along with the Blade Splicer. Yeah, that's a good point. I had that thought too, and then I promptly forgot. So, surprised by the Chaplain, as in you think it would be good enough? Let's try Dramoka Captain. I just think this card's cool. I mean, this card just is cool. I don't know. Maybe board, I guess. Bolster is kind of clunky. There's a better version of that thing at 2 mana. Yes. Yes, good. Alright, we'll give it a try. Out of there and into here. I really love the Chaplain. It's the only mono-white card that says mill. We just learned this when Jackson was here. 3 mana 1/1. Whenever you gain life. But I'm like not necessarily gaining life. It's interesting. I don't think so though. I do like Hanged Executioner a lot. Aha! You've arrived at a place where I absolutely want some of these. I definitely want Grateful Apparition, which hopefully I can work on being a grateful apparition that you're sending me all these suggestions. Drown an Ichor probably just kills anything. I mean, Cacophony Scamp is awesome, right? I think I probably am down for a Contagion Clasp. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw that in the maybe board, but I will throw in Drown an Ichor. I hate that I know that it's supposed to be pronounced that way, because it just feels like it should be Ichor, you know? And saying Ichor sounds horrible. Could just headcanon the pronunciation. We cannot support life gain and Infect. That feels stinky and misleading. I love it. I was not thinking about that at all, but it makes perfect sense. Alright, Hero of Bredegard. I don't know if I'm supporting exiling stuff, but it's a cool card. I read it before, so I wouldn't have to read it now. Because it's icky. Inside Source is kind of a good card. This is too much mana. This is a commandery thingamabob. Kinjali's Dawn Runner. I mean, maybe. Probably doing better than that. Mangara of Karandor. Now we're talking. Loyal Retainers. No, thank you. Did I accidentally maybe board anything again? No. I have to live in fear permanently of doing that, because I know I will do it again. Mirror Entity. Now we're talking. That thing's probably broken, but we're doing it anyway. Peacekeeper is just funny, so I'll throw it in the maybe board. And Preacher will go in as well. Yeah, Mangara I'm pretty excited for, because we already know we want to be blinking things. Oh, geez, yeah, there are some nice ones. The Skydiver. These images are not loading, though. Oh well. I'll figure it out eventually. But thank you for sending me these. Alright, Mirror Entity. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, I think it sounds kind of like you're telling me, oh, Peacekeeper is really cool. Yeah, I'll still throw it in the maybe board. I need to know what I'm doing with it to want it. Poison control deck. Yeah, that could be interesting. Like blue-white, you just counter spells and proliferate. You just like have... I mean, I don't know. It seems really hard to do, but maybe. Okay, Preacher. Has to be the Master's Edition version. I already added Peacekeeper. Mirror Entity's already in there. Proud Mentor. No. Recruiter's already in there. Rosie Cotton. Yeah, Rosie seems very good. Scouting Hawk, no thank you. Siege Striker's probably good enough. I want Sky Hunter Skirmisher. This is what I want to be doing. You know, 1/1 flyer double strike, and you just go ham. Maybe board, whatever it's called. We have opposite ways of building cubes. You add only the things you know you want to the main deck. You add everything and remove the stuff that looks bad until... Yeah, well, your way is probably more effective. I do get overwhelmed when it's just like a lot of text or a lot of cards or whatever, though. Thinning versus building up, yeah. I mean, it definitely makes it... I think my way is sort of harder, as in, I don't think I'm doing myself any favors by doing it like this. It's just really hard for me to think of, like, I don't know. If I, like, indiscriminately throw cards in, I start struggling. But hopefully I can add more of your suggestions if the images load. And Actually, I mean, your way, like having someone doing what you're doing is super helpful for me, by the way. Can't tell what is good without it all being there. Oh, I don't know either. Yeah. But I do have guesses. Okay, is that the end of the first page? No, it's not even. Wow. Are we on the second page? No, we're still on the first page. Alright. Skip a bunch of these. Chasm Skulker we already have. I hope I pronounced it correctly before. Daring Apprentice is funny. There's not really a reason to throw it in there. If this was like Mangara, the Discord app, here, I can try opening it on my phone. Maybe that'll work a little better. I wish this was like Mangara, and it said, like, tap it, counter target spell, exile this, or, you know, sacrifice this, or whatever. I do want Dominating Listed, by the way. Probably because I'm a sadist. Dominating Listed. I'm not actually a sadist. Okay. Fibblethip is just funny and cool. We might throw the other Fibblethip in there as well. Guildpact Informant, I'm not sure about, but probably. Fibblethip. Lost on the range. Wacky is getting as much mileage out of that emote as humanly possible. Okay, let's save this now. Oh no, I did the maybe board. I goofed myself again. I absolutely goofed it. I do need to live in fear of doing this. Toby, Dominating Listed, Fibblethip. I need someone to just like be in chat and just be like, maybe board in all caps every time I start doing it. And just like sound the alarm. Okay, Toby, Dominating Listed. And then what's the other one? Fibblethip. Alright. Done with page one, kind of. Ooh, I have to add Tezzeret's Gambit. And I wanted to add the, whatever it's called, Unbounded Potential. Let's do those two, and then which thing? Oh, Thrumming Bird. I forgot Thrumming Bird. I was like, why is there... I was like looking at this. That was actually the reason I didn't go on to the next page, because you sent me Guildpact Informant, and I added the white one. And I was like, why do I feel like there should be a 2-mana one? And it's because there was, but I forgot the name. Thrumming Bird. Wow, it's been reprinted a lot. And then, whoops, whoa, I just zoomed in. Unbounded Potential and, yeah, the other one. Man, it's so much easier to build cubes now that I don't arbitrarily not allow, like, functional reprints. There's, like, I think it was pretty reasonable. Like, I know why I did that, but I just made things harder for no reason. Okay, I think that you have to add every single proliferate card. So many different decks and glue things together. I'm open to it, but right now, I mean, let's just see how things look. Why did I ever do that? Because I wanted the effects to feel unique. I also had no strictly better or worse cards in cubes. That was the whole thing. It was like, if I'm gonna build a cube in Singleton, oh, every proliferate card that fits the rules. Oh, you're just modifying what you're saying? No, it was like, you know, why are you claiming the cube is Singleton if it doesn't actually feel like Singleton? Like, if you're effectively breaking the rule, then what's the point? Anyway. These cards, I don't really think I want. Like, I'll just throw one of these in the maybe board. I don't think I want these pingers. I really don't know, but I'm not sure. Or one, that was the same thing twice. I don't think that I want them, but I'm not sure necessarily. Bit hyperbolic. That sounds accurate, but no worries. Which version of this am I supposed to pull up here? Which one is this one? Eternal Masters? Some decks can't exist. Yeah. It's true. This card is much more interesting to me. Why do I think... Oh, I did throw it in the maybe board. Nice. I guess I'll throw the Serendib in there as well. Okay. Spellseeker's already in there. Stronghold Biologist and Stronghold Machinist are hilarious. Also, this is a diptych, I think, or however you pronounce that word. And I don't think it's a good idea to have them in there, so no. Man, this pissed me off so much. I love that I stream because I get to talk about stuff like this with you guys. I pulled up Temporal Adept earlier, and I have to read the flavor text because that's the only reason I'm talking about this card. Alright, you guys ready? Here we go. If yesterday was 2 days ago tomorrow, will the day after tomorrow be today or yesterday? And I was just like... I tried to figure it out because yesterday it was 2 days ago tomorrow. I mean, sure, that's just true. 1 day in the future minus 2 days is the previous day, so yeah, that's yesterday. Will the day after tomorrow be today or yesterday? I mean, that's clearly neither one is the truth. The day after tomorrow doesn't go backwards. But I just kept like thinking that there was some trick that I didn't understand. Like, instead of like adding or subtracting days, somehow it was like multiplied by going back. Anyway, whatever. It made no sense. And so I just kept trying to make it make sense. And it turns out when you write a stupid nonsense flavor text that is just like a troll and it doesn't mean anything, and then you have someone like me who is apparently incapable of recognizing that it's a troll. Yeah, basically not a fun time. Okay, thank you for listening to my talk on Temporal Adept. Alright, now we're going to add Wake Thrasher. I love the Wu Longbowman. I guess there's a third regular blue pinger, but we're just continuing on here. I don't know how I feel about Cabal Torturer. I do want Cadaver Imp. I don't think there are too many Gravediggers. Which version do I want? Let's just go Rise. It's just like every card. Puts the broken one twice that you insisted I add to the maybe board. That's funny. Okay, what am I doing now? Now I'm over here. Crypt Rats is kind of interesting. Ooh, I think Coffin Queen is really cool. A little bit weird to have Cadaver Imp and Coffin Queen in the same cube, but it's fine. I do think I want Crypt Rats. And what's next? The Crabane. I mean, I love Crabane. I think it's a great card. I don't think I want it in this. I'm gonna need some cards like Unearth and whatever in this cube. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we can give you credit for that one. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Caretaker might just be better. I'm not really sure. I don't really want to read these, so I think I won't. Cabal Ghoul is kind of cool. Gotta love a nice rhyme. Liliana's Elite. I don't think I want Endless Cockroaches. I guess it's kind of interesting. It's like thought-provoking, so I'll just throw in like that and Reassembling Skeleton into the maybe board. Or wait. Reassembling Skeleton's just better, right? You like it? I gotta? Alright, it's in the maybe board with the Reassembling. Well, how about this? This one's in the maybe board, the other one's in the main. Jeez, which set do I even want to pull from? Let's go Foundations. Alright. And now what? I think, wait, let's go Needle Spectre. This is what I'm talking about. Discards that many cards. We're pumping it up. There goes your hand. This card's kind of interesting, this Mischievous Poltergeist. I don't think I want it. Do I want it? It's just a blocker. I can do better than that. Wait a minute. Oh, this one's just better, right? The 9 lives familiar? Familiar, if it had a revival counter. Yeah, next end step. Let's just do that one and cut the cockroaches. Cut the... I'm not going to say it. Alright, let's just add it. Funny that I now have Skeleton and 9 lives familiar. What? This art is so... I mean, this is like cute, but it's silly. This actually looks like a real cat. Man, I need a cat so bad, chat. All my friends have cats. I keep just like... I want to steal their cats. I love cats so much. Yeah, I cut the one. Hey, Crackshot, good to see you. No heartless summonings in this cube. I don't think, at least not at the moment. But apparently Nameless likes the idea. Yes. Oh, you also need a cat? Okay, nice. Well, I believe Crackshot has a cat, so maybe he'll share. If we ask nicely, maybe he'll send us a cat each. So I want the Savage Gorger. Doing up your end step. Doesn't seem that good. Royal Assassin's like kind of interesting. Fiend Silencer. Fiend Silencer is probably good enough. I don't know, but it's also sort of a weak card. So I'll just throw it in the maybe board. Yes, well... Hopefully you mean shedding and not like just is really old. As long as we don't King Solomon the cat. Oh god! It took me a second to understand what you were saying. That's really funny. Do we want to go Vizier of the Scorpion? Like, maybe. I guess that's, well, that's what the maybe board's for. Probably yes, because you can proliferate it. And... okay, so that is the black cards. I'm allowed to know things sometimes. Don't think I want Academy Raider. Oh, Clamor Shaman's kind of interesting. Let's do it. I don't know what that is at all. Crackshot, do you like this search? We tried to, earlier we tried to search for not powered, not one, in order to find creatures with power 1 or non-creatures, just any non-creatures with certain text. And so we did not toughness greater than 1 here, and what it returned was 11 cards that transform. Just absolutely insane. Like, what? Makes no sense. Anyway. Ooh, Goblin Matron. That's another one where I have to throw it in the maybe board because I have no idea whether or not I'm going to want it. But, I mean, I already have 2 recruiters. I probably just don't want it. Ooh, Grishnok. That seems sweet. Sharpshooter. I don't think I want that. Gimli. Another legend. Maybe. Again. Okay. Yeah. Let's... Okay, what did you say, though, Nameless? You said, walking desecration. But will you sharpshoot me is the question. I know that was already the joke that you're making, but I need to tag along. Yeah, I know, it's... Well, I don't know how I feel about pingers yet. We're gonna feel it out. Grish, knock. And then the rest are maybe board, yeah? Goblin Matron. Where'd the other one go? Gimli. Sharpening your bullets? I don't think that's a thing, is it? Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I like the work to use thing. That's something I generally abide by. Let's go Markov Blade Master in. The one thing that I'm not enjoying about this cube is it's just gotta be so much better to be on the play than to be on the draw. But that's a later problem. Yeah. No, I get it. I think. Ooh, let's throw in a Rock Slide Elemental. An oldie but a goodie. Pyreheart Wolf. I think this card's pretty decent. Just go maybe board. Well, does that make sense? No, it's just like a good card, right? Rummaging Goblin, we're going to be able to do much better than that, I think. Ooh, Voldaren Thrill Seeker. Now we're talking. Maybe like Tuk Tuk. Whoa, are we just getting there? I don't know what Squee does. Squee goes in the maybe board, is what Squee does. And we'll go main board. Voldaren. Man, Voldaren Thrill Seeker is going to be insane in this cube. Squee blocks. I'm imagining there are going to be a bunch of 1/1s that are looters and rummagers, and it's just a free card. But I want to see what the synergies are with it before I go into that. Tuk Tuk, I think, is just pretty funny. What? How are there so many Tuk Tuk cards? What's happening right now? Alright. Awakener Druid. That is just kind of a big guy. Yeah, probably want a big guy. Alright, let's save this. Man, this thing is filling up fast. Already up to how many cards? 95. Alright, next thing will clear 100. Oh, that search that, or the thing that you just did reminds me, the Angelic Cub. I have to do another Scryfall Tagger search. What does green want to do? Well, green has some Infect. Green has Glistener, Elf, Blight Mamba. Might not have enough Infect, but we'll figure that out. Crackshot, are you still here? We have your favorite card, Iktekik. There's finally a time and a place for the Iktekik because splicers are all 1/1s, so all the other good splicers are here. Anyway. Champion of Lamholt. Infect would be a good theme. Oh, you mean for green specifically? Sure. You still like that guy? Good. You're supposed to. Oh, wait, but are you about to say, but you don't think this is the cube for it? Chub Toad? No, no chubs. Wait, okay, Nameless, have you seen this clip? You said chub, which reminds me of glug. Sorry, Crackshot. We're just dropping the glug all over the place. Alright. It is probably the best clip. No clugs in sight. Crackshot is like, stop it. Did you watch it, Nameless? Literally the one that I just linked in chat. Okay. Do I want these ones that ramp? Oh man, Fierce Empath would be really cool, but doesn't work. I don't think I want these. Okay, I have to read this. Whenever another human enters... Oh no, green is like humans? Alright, those are going deep in the maybe board. Hamlet... Oh, you know what green wants to do? I mean, green just wants to go crazy with +1/+1 counters. I should have known that already, though. Hamlet Vanguard, Heron Blade Elite. Draykeeper, whatever. Spriggan is pretty decent. Let's throw in the Mana Gorger Hydra as well. Let's just get these beaters in there. Aren't we all just searching for the glug, though? Oh my god. Manaplasm. Do we like Manaplasm? This seems worse to me than Mana Gorger Hydra, but it's cool. Maybe it goes in the maybe board? Ooh, Omnath. Yeah, that seems unreasonable. We already have Pure and Toothy. It is Pure, right? I'm not supposed to say like purr. I don't know. I'm gonna say it like Pure. Cavern Skulker? Do you mean Chasm Skulker? Manaplasm. Alright. Psychotrope Thallid is like pretty slow, unfortunately. Why does Hydra make it but not Skulker? No, Skulker's in there, right? Is it not? No, it's in here. It's right there. I think you must have, like, misheard me. Oh my god, Sandstorm Salvager. Alright. Psychotog's a 1/2. No! Another 1/2. Absolutely griefed. Alright. Whenever it attacks, it's a Fertilid? It's interesting. It's a May. It's a 3/3 for 3. Yeah, sorry. Let's make it the 1/2 cube. Alright, Deathrite Shaman. We have Magus Elemental. Okay, let's go Pure Strain Gene Stealer, I think. It's quite the card name. And I think maybe board for the quartermasters. God, I hate Scoot Swarm, but probably needs to go in there. The doctor is out. Well, the doctor is in. It's just unfortunately not me yet for however long it's going to take me to become that. But the doctor who is in is Crackshot. We all do a little bow to him. See, that's why you gotta glug him. You know, if you don't get him with the glug, then he's just gonna... then he's just Dr. Crackshot, right? So... Alright. Yeah, Scoot Swarm. The doctor's in school, yeah. True. Let's see. Oh, I love Spring Bloom Druid. Yeah, why not do this one instead of the other ones? Yeah. Oh, this is like a crazy high collector number. Don't like Scoot, yeah. That's okay. I don't like Scoot either, but for now it's in there. I don't know what green wants to do, but I'm willing to speculate. Wild Beastmaster? Let's do it. Stump Squall Hydra. Any number of commanders? No. Mob? Scoot Mob and not Swarm. Yeah, we'll think about the Kudzu. Guys, I don't know, it's a lot of stuff. Okay, let's go Wild Beastmaster. Am I done with this page yet? We're gonna have so many cards. What did we think of with that one? Whenever a token enters, put a counter on this. Maybe board. Wildwood Mentor. Oh, Malcator's D's. We already have... Oh, Crackshot, can you believe it? Ain't no way you put Swarm in and not Vinelash? Wait, that's what the is? It's you being griefed by me, not adding... We're just not there yet. That's the... We can... We'll see those later, you know? Wacky's just participating in chat the only way he knows how. You know? Colorful emojis. Or emotes, whatever they are. But Crackshot, can you believe it? I've finally sunk so low. I've designed a cube with Soul Herder in it. If that's the end of our friendship, you know, it's been a good run. I understand if, you know, if nothing can bring us back from this. I've betrayed you. At long last. Good reason to turn off the stream now. Oh my god, I love the bit. Ooh, Boomer Scrapper. This card is juiced. Let's do it. Careful, Nameless. Firewake Sliver. Hey, it's the Fires of Yavimaya meets Sliver form. Crackshot, I'm just going to pull up this one for you to read while I take a look at the image that Nameless sent here. Oh, Skrelv's already in there, don't worry. Alright, well hopefully you read that in 10 seconds. Army Ants is hilarious. Mundungu. Oh my god. I have to tell a story. It's only like 10 seconds, but... Magic Online used to be a much better and livelier place. Yes, that does make sense that you were doing that. And there used to be Chaos Draft on Moto more often. There used to be flashback drafts, but also with the Chaos Drafts, other people used to stream that stuff. It didn't just used to be me always. Like right now I feel like I'm sort of single-handedly carrying Magic Online on, you know, on my back. Not literally. But the funny thing about Mundungu is there's this player named Kenny the Pig, and I didn't really know anything about him, except I always used to lose to him. I would play against him, I would lose to him. And he had 1 million trophies. That was pretty much all I knew. And then eventually I looked him up, and I was like, oh, he's a pro poker player. And then that was around the time I started learning about the overlap between pro poker players and whatever I was going to say, and strong Magic players. And anyway, turns out Kenny the Pig actually started streaming. Unfortunately, like a lot of pro streamers, it was very short-lived, but it was really fun while he was doing it. And he would stream Chaos. So naturally, I had no free time at all, because I was always, if I wasn't in class, I was Chaos drafting, or I was watching Kenny the Pig Chaos draft, or I was doing both. And whenever he would draft Mundungu or see it in a pack, he would just go like, this is not going to be a good impression, but he would just go like, Mundungu, like it was just like the stupidest voice. And then he would proceed to bass it. I don't know why. He just like lost his shit whenever Mundungu was in the pack. Like I don't get it, but it was really, really funny. All right. Thank you for bearing with me on that one. Let's add these two to the maybe board. Orzhov Pontiff and Okrin Assassin. Then why is it not in the queue? I don't know. Alright, fine, it's in the maybe board. It'll be removed, but it's in the maybe board. Crackshot is coming in with the absolute daggers. He's not messing around. One false step, I'm dead, I can just tell. Whenever I sack a land, no, that's not going to happen. Risen Reef, that's deep in the maybe board. I don't think we're getting there on elementals. Though, admittedly, Scampering Scorcher, also 1-1, 1-1-esque. I don't think we're doing anything with Gyre Engineer. Winged Coatl, I don't really care about. Though there is this whole dilemma with the Winged Coatl, but then there's also the Snow one that has Death Touch if you have 3 Snow permanents. That cantrips on ETB. I don't think that one should go in, though. Let's just do Risen Reef. Cold-Eyed Selkie is interesting. We're going to throw in Zimone. Yeah, alright. I'll give it a try. You draw cards. I mean, how bad can it be? Yes. Thank you. Go Eventide on this one. Alright. And now, do we want any of these? No, I just hate protection. It's just not fun. I could go Mariike, though. I can't do this in IPA cube, and I'm pretty sure somebody suggested this. But I can do this in Everything's a 1-1 cube. Every cube has overlap, you just haven't found it yet. Alright. Now we'll go this. What the hell is this? 3 mana 1-1. Oh, this is sweet. What? Alright. And Diamond Knight is just kind of a guy. Farfinder's decent, but we're gonna go Pilgrim's Eye. Didn't I have a creature with protection as my profile pick for a long time? I'm afraid I don't even remember which profile pick you're referring to. The Gwendolyn? Wait, what? What? No! Are you kidding me? Not. Oh my god. Anyway, whatever. Worldwake. Alright. The power to recall which set Pilgrim's Eye is originally from. We did it. I don't think I want Searchlight Companion, Skyscanner, or Farfinder. Oh my god. Okay, so we are now officially over 100. And we even have Mundungu in the maybe word. I'm not going to say it, though. I'm not feeling up for it right now. Once is enough. Okay, I guess the real question is, what is red doing? 12 cards? I mean, red has to have some absolutely nutter butter pump spells, but I still don't want to think about those or look at those. Oh, actually, you know what I do want to do? It's connected to pump spells. It's something that Nameless basically sort of reminded me of. You sent me a card that reminds me of another card, which reminded me of this tag. Illuminator Virtuoso. Spellslinger, yeah. Let's see. Oh, I do want this one. I'm being extremely selective with these, but I will come back, I promise. I can't see the name of the card. Okay, whatever, I'm waiting for it to load. Anyway, when you sent me the Jawbone whatever, I didn't actually remember that was what it's called. Nice. It reminded me of this, because they're both uncommon 1/1 double strikers for 2. Also, wait a minute. There's another one that I meant to add and I didn't. Oh, I guess I'm getting to it later. Okay, here's the card you sent me. Yes, the heroic tag, that's right. But you sent me Access Tunnel. I'm doing so much better with the crazy tangents this time. I would just like to give myself a little pat on the back for not getting like insanely distracted by everything that's happening. Okay, and then what did I want to do? I wanted to go Disturb, Double. That should give me what I'm looking for, which is the Twin Blade Geist, of course. Okay. That might be part of it. This, to be fair, I mean, given that you had pretty much built the exact same cube last time, it seemed like there was a really high degree of overlap with what you were thinking, what I was thinking, whereas this one feels like I have at least a bit of a different vision, but maybe it's just a product of what you said, which is, do I actually want this card? I don't even know if I want this card. I mean, it'll show up in the tag and we'll see. It could just be that I never really take my editor hat off, even when I'm doing this. Could be that. Alright, sort by color. Okie dokie, and now we do this search, which is minus type creature, or power 1, toughness 1, close the thing. Otherwise, we get 11 cards, and one of them is the weird transform bop. Now we're down to 22 cards. That's not very many. Angelic Cub. Am I just going to throw in all of these? The thing is, this says ability. Wait, hold on a minute. Becomes the target of a spell or ability for the first time each turn. I don't think any other card has this wording. It doesn't say you control. That's so odd. Alright, Angelic Cub, Illuminator, Virtuoso, Phalanx Leader. Blue, I know Jackson loves Sage of Hours, it's in his cube, and we did talk about that, but I think it just doesn't, I mean, maybe, but there's just no way, right? No. Alright, let's just throw in these. What's the other guy? Alrighty. You don't think we can support heroic? I don't think that's going to be true at all. But mostly because it's not like Infect, right? Like, we don't just need. The thing is, like, the reason it's different from Infect is Infect wins the game on a different axis. all you need to win the game on this access is cards that deal damage. So I'm pretty sure it's going to work. But I understand your hesitation, or whatever. Skitter Spike's already in there. That's funny. Okay, Heartfire Hero. Let's go with Crone Crusader. I think there's enough stuff for this to be like a theme. Wait, what? Frontline Heroism. Cast a spell that targets only a single creature you control. Whoa, that's awesome. Yeah, well, I have played too much Boros. I don't even remember what format I was looking at, and I was like, oh my god, I have to upload another Boros draft to YouTube. It's they're just everywhere. Anyway, it's fine. Satyr Hoplite I think is not exciting enough. Same with the Crone Skyguard. Hero of Line of Tower, on the other hand, I think is cool. And Tessin, Oathsworn, I'll throw on the maybe board. No! It's so perfect, but it doesn't exist in this world. Yeah, let's throw in the hero. Do you know what card really made me upset that it was a 1/2? This is the card I think that made me the most upset. Yeah, the hero's cool. We'll throw Season of Growth in the whatever it is. The maybe board. It's the... I don't remember what it's called. It's this. Whoa. Sanctuary Cat. No. It's this. Venerated Rot Priest. Absolute goddamn nightmare that it's a 1/2, and you can't convince me otherwise. We needed it. We needed it. Anyway. Okay. So here we are. Now what am I doing? Well, this is where it gets tricky. Because basically all of this I had planned out like 12 hours ago. You're like salty that it's a 1/2. That's so funny. I mean, this feels like pretty good progress. The fact that blue is even like in there a little bit is nice. Let's no. Crackshot, is this going back to my talk about wanting a cat? Is it a clever reference, or is it a shitpost, or is it both? Let's just do... Nice. I should have... It took me too long to figure that out, actually. Alright, now let's do this. Mana value less than 3, because we've already looked at the bigger ones. Now we're going to go power 1, toughness 1. Alright, so we've given ourselves an adorable kitten, which is why we don't need Sanctuary Cat. Easy. Just kidding. Now we go game MTGO and it's gone forever. That was brutal. Sort by color. Oh man, I just love Ambitious Farmhand. Helpful Hunter, by the way. I don't know if I'm gonna have Enchantment Synergy or not. Farmhand I basically am certain to want. Man, I love this idea. I just love having a new idea. It's really, really fun. I think it's probably my favorite way to engage just with Magic, period, like full stop. 6 mana, sack it, find equipment? I think not. Let's just do Resolute Reinforcements. Oh, I haven't been looking very closely. Esper Sentinel is a great idea. It doesn't have to be a big synergy card to just be really good. The +1/+1 counter cards scare me a little bit. I'm definitely going to want some of them. I just don't know which ones are broken. I will throw in Carrion Feeder, though, I think. Especially with the reassembling skeleton. Let's do one removal for fun before I forget, because I've really been a drop of honey. Yeah? I like it. Let's do it. I just watched LSV, a short where LSV talked about Drop of Honey. It's like, that's in my 1-mana cube. Big Porphyry Nodes hater, by the way. Drop of Honey is the best one. You can't convince me otherwise. Rosy Cotton's in there. Ooh, Siren Storm Tamer. That's clever. And Nesting Ground's also interesting. I'll have to... Do I want Nesting Grounds? I'm not sure. Runaway Steamkin. God, I used to love that card. Man, that brings back memories. Runaway Steamkin. Holy crap. That's when I like jammed... I was in college, and I like jammed Cube and just... Yeah, well... It was a simpler time. That's when I actually played Tanglewire. And then sometimes I would open it in my Ravnica sealed pools, and I would be like, man, this is so much worse than in Cube. Norn's Inquisitor is just kind of sweet. Nurturing Pixie is very nice as well, I think, probably. Nurturing Pixie. Let's go maybe board Thalia's Lieutenant. We're thinking there might be a human theme. And Topplegeist, I love Delirium. The problem is, like, the more I like this cube, the more it's just going to start to look like all my other cubes. Like, I used to joke... I guess now that's kind of a sweet thing, though, this joke that I used to have. I guess I only really made this joke once. What's it called? Mana value 1, ID blue, set, LCI. Spyglass Siren. I said that, so there was... God, what was it? It was Dockside Chef. Dockside Chef was a 1-drop that made all my cubes. And prior to that... Well, and then after that, it was Spyglass Siren. But what came in before was the... whatever you call it. The Thraben Inspector. And so... when Dockside Chef, I think Dockside Chef and Spyglass Siren came out and I realized they were in all my cubes, just like Thraben Inspector, I said that I either gave them the Thraben Inspector Award or the Jabro Award. And I think if I said it, the Thraben Inspector Award, then I would have tagged Jabro. So now, I guess posthumously, I'll still have to try to remember to give cards that award, because that was sweet. I don't know. It could be like a nice tribute to him. But, anyway, why did I say that? There was a reason I said that, and now I can't remember. Oh well. I don't know. I'm sure there was a reason I said that. Okay, but what am I thinking about Delirium? Ooh, Silent Hall Creeper. I just kind of love that card. So yeah, let's throw that in. Jury, I'll think about Jury for sure. Yeah, Skrelv's Hive is in there, don't you worry. I think I want Fibblethip. I don't know. It's kind of funny to have both Fibbletips, probably. They usually close. Thanks, Wacky. Tried to call you Wappy. And don't really want any of these. I probably do want Spyglass Siren. It's just a good card. Thousand Face Shadows. quite expensive, I think. Just always want this thing. Okay. We already have our Better Brain Maggot, Clattering Augur. That's interesting. To the maybe board. You have an idea for green? Other than +1/+1 counters or poison? I'm curious. Intrigued. Fungus. Yeah, that could maybe be a thing. Do I want Luminarch Aspirant? It's a really good card. I will throw the Champion of the Parish in the maybe board. The human thing might be real. I have no idea how many humans we have yet. I'm afraid of the Aspirant. I'm gonna put it in the maybe board. Yeah, I knew what you meant when you said that, I think. Oh, Deep Cavern Bat. That's like perfect. Like Vault Scourge is in here. Why would I not want? Like if I have Vault Scourge and I have Mezfiend, Porque no los dos. Do I want DLZ? Probably not when Clattering Augur's in there. Dream Thief is just kind of a card. I really want to like the Haunt of the Dead Marshes. Wacky spoiled me from Lord of the Rings. Now it's bad. It's never going to be as good as it was in that format. Whoa, there's a bunch of Thalids. Which one is this one? 3 mana 1/1. Okay, I do like. Oh God, what's this? Shroofus? Oh my God, horrible name, but well, hilarious name. I'll have to think about it, of course. I'll see which Ravenous Rat thing I want to come back to. Oh, Bowmaster, that seems fair. Yeah, I don't think we're doing that. Gnawing Vermin. I do kind of like Gnawing Vermin. I don't know. I just don't really know what I'm doing with that yet. Ooh, I do like Charming Scoundrel. This card's sweet, I think. I really don't like Stitcher's Supplier. I would need to be in a very specific spot to want it, I think. I'll do Forge Devil. That's what I was trying to do earlier. I mean, I guess we should add all these to the maybe board because I'm not sure if they're going to be good. I meant to do this and I forgot. One is the Icatian Javelineer. Oh, it's plural. Let's go DMR. And Goblin is Forge Devil. And the black one is Fourth Bridge. No, I can't spell. I tried to spell Fourth Orlingus. Fourth Ridge Prowler. Alright. This card I think is terrible. I want to like it, but not going to happen. Let's throw in the War Marshal. Everybody likes that. And Bushwhackers, maybe board material. Oops, bonk. And don't really need the other cards. I kind of hate this art. I don't know why. I think it's an association thing. Because I think when I look at this card, I think, oh, this card's like kind of reasonable. Like, this card's, you know, a thing. And then I look at this card and it's like, oh, this card was bad. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go that heavy into typal themes, but there are a bunch of 1/1 goblins that are decent. Well, it doesn't have to be like some crazy synergy thing, you know. Man, I'm starting to, I don't know. I am gonna throw Spirited Companion in there. If we get there on the enchantment synergy, then great. If not, then that's fine too. I kind of like I mean, Elvish Visionary is fine, but what if I get more interesting? I go Sylvan Ranger. Jeez, lots of printings of that one. Throw in Gladewalker in the maybe board. Oh man, I do need to check out Delirium now. I will momentarily. Do not think enchantment synergy gets there, but we're looking at the Delirium. Ay. Actually, I think enchantment synergy might, because here's the thing. The whole premise of the cube is just have tiny guys and pump them up, and enchantments are great at pumping things up. Oh, you're talking specifically about the Enchantress. Well, I mean, but there's even just Delirium. I don't know, we'll see. What the hell is this, and why have I never seen it before? There's the battlefield, reveal the top X cards, any number of aura cards. Maybe broken, maybe useless. To the maybe board you go. Nick Kanak. Ooh, Shadelight Spelunker. Yeah, let's do it. Not too many mana sinks like this. So I think you gotta get them where you can. I could have done another search like this, 1/1s that have X in the mana cost. I don't remember how to do that though. Also, I'm getting hungry. It's 2:30 in the morning. Yeah. Satyr Wayfinder? I was just talking about this card. I just don't know if we want it. We definitely want Sylvan Ranger. There might be a lot of auras. I have no idea. That's the whole thing. That's like one of the reasons, or one of the ways that I'm going about building this. I want to start with what is the most clear cut and kind of build up to what is the least clear cut. Like, from what I am thinking, like, starting with the restriction makes sense because I have no idea what kind of creature enhancements I want. Like, I just have no clue. Feels like it breaks the spirit of the rule. I could see it. I mean, there are no X spells in my 1-mana cube. Leaning more into green-black Delirium. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out after this search. Baleful Strix, I think, is awesome in this kind of environment. And it's like great compensation for not being able to have the Coatl, which I definitely didn't just look down and peek right there. I think I skipped Merfolk Skydiver earlier somehow when you sent that to me. I did. Simic is eating good. Unless the X doesn't affect the power. Well, thankfully, I mean, I think Spelunker, I don't know. I like Strix too, but it is very generically good, so for that reason it's not in my artifact cube. Just for you, I'll throw in, well, also I do have Goblin Matron in there already, but I will throw in the Munitions Expert. Whoops. Into the maybe board. I need to, before I submit this one, I'm going to just scroll through and see if I messed up any of these. Make a bunch of 1/1s and a bunch of foods. Yeah, seems good. I don't know if there's a reason not to do it. Looks really good at going wide. Yeah, it could be. That would make sense, I think. Let's just do Pond Prophet. Perfect. But there's Coiling Oracle as well. But the thing is, we're already kind of good on this. The question is, like, how often do we think we're playing Pond Prophet in a deck that's blue or green? Because if we think the mana is too steep of a constraint, then it should just be Coiling Oracle anyway. But I guess I'm cutting Fibblethip regardless. Hate to make a cut at this kind of stage, but anyway. Blue-red artifacts. Yeah, I do like the Gear Drake, but I'm not sure if there's enough there for it. Like, that's the whole thing. I don't want to... I have no idea what's going to be supported. So I just kind of want to wait and see. Okay, so that was the end of that search. Well, I mean, we're always going to be able to have some room for cantrip cards like that, right? Oh, Delirium is the next search, that's right. Because, like, that was the whole point of this search. Like, we just searched for everything with ETBs, and we already knew we had a Blink theme, right? Or at least, like, an Enters the Battlefield theme. So... a lot of 1/1s. Yeah, that's true. I don't like very many of them, though. Like, you named probably the only one that I actually really like, Iron Apprentice. So it doesn't have modular. Modular, I think, is kind of parasitic. I'm happy to do Infect/Poison, but there is a limit to the amount of parasitism that I'm comfortable with. It would also work in other decks because they are artifact creatures. Right, that's true. I'm open to the idea. I just kind of need to see to believe. Also, I'm starting to get tired. It is 2:30 in the morning. What is next? Do we want to just go Delirium? Let's just throw in the Pawn Prophet, cut the Fibblethip. It's always satisfying to do the remove, replace. Yeah, there are a bunch, it's true. Oh no, I said it was satisfying to do it, and then I didn't do it. Which Fibblethip do I want to remove? I don't know if I have a rule of thumb like that or anything. It's more just like, I'm dedicating so many cards to the Infect thing. And I think it works really well with the pump spells. Maybe not Toxic, but... Infect, specifically. So, okay. So, now what am I doing? Let's do Delirium in one and X spells in the other. Let's throw Delirium here. And let's just, I can just go back a little ways. Can I go back a little ways? I can. Now I can copy this without having to remember what it is and type it out. Paste it here. And now I'll write O Delirium. Game MTGO. DRC, you say? I love DRC. Sort by color. And now we're here and we're trying to figure out X spells. Like Infect, but don't think Infect and Delirium work together and they share colors. Oh, I'm not too worried about the sharing colors thing at all. And I'm not worried about it working or not working. If you were life gain and Infect, I'll buy that one. Because then that's just like, why did you even make life gain a deck? But no, I think it's fine. I'm just not that worried about it. It's funny, actually, I think that is a common theme. It seems like you are like kind of doing the editor hat thing when it comes to... By the way, were you here when I talked about writer hat and editor hat? I think maybe you weren't. But I think you're doing the editor hat thing when it comes to archetypes, and I'm doing the editor hat thing when it comes to cards. So then it's just kind of an interesting thingamabob. Let's go mana X. Hey, we got it. Like Infect, but don't think Infect. And nope, that's the same message that I'm reading again for no reason. Let's very briefly try to go over this. Oh no, I've been exposed. I am the Cuban Chaos account. I wish we had the same people following the account immediately and whatever. I made this account too late, and now nobody knows about it. Yeah, you weren't there, no worries. Okay, let's go Zach Barish. And I don't know how long ago. Oh wow, this is like the last conversation he had, and it was with me. I feel honored. Okay. So here, basically, I was talking about how I'm jaded as a cube designer, and not in the sense that like I think everything sucks and I'm just incredibly cynical and super negative. I mean, hopefully I'm not like that. You guys would probably have a better idea than I would. But just like, I just think of things and then I think about whether or not they would work. And if it doesn't work, or if I don't think it would work, then I just sort of give up. Or I say like, nope, not gonna happen. Or it's, who is this? This is me. But anyway, I said this, and then I tagged Bones, who you should know, even if you don't. And I also tagged Zach Barish, who you should also know. I'll tell you about him in a second here. Basically, Bones wasn't sure exactly what I was saying, so I said, another way of asking it is, how loud is the voice in your head that wants you to explore wildly ambitious concepts, as opposed to the voice that tells you what's necessary, and like, so what must be done, and like what can and can't be done. And Zach is goated, super nice guy, super intelligent guy. He wins a lot. Like if he goes to a cube tournament, he's probably going to minimally make top 8, possibly win it. He's won multiple. He like trophied multiple drafts once, was like in contention for top 8 and then didn't end up making top 8 because he didn't want to, and he went and like had lunch with friends or something instead. And he works for Wizards of the Coast. So basically Zach is a god, if that was unclear. And so now he's describing this to me, and he says, Writer Hat is creative, it's generative, it throws things at the wall. Editor Hat is critical, it's analytical or destructive, it looks at what's on the wall and sees what sticks. Both hats are essential, but they're anti-synergistic or maybe counterproductive. You have to wear them separately. You can't write with your editor hat on because your ideas get thrown out right away. You're overly critical. That's me, surprise. Need to edit with your writer hat on. You keep interrupting yourself with new ideas when you need to finish. So I am basically, and here I say I'm definitely guilty of having an overactive editor hat. I think that's really accurate for me. I'm just a big old editor hat, but the thing is, it's not like I'm 100% that, right? Otherwise I couldn't make cubes. But it's really hard for me to balance it out, which is why it's so easy for me to give up on projects, I think. That's part of why, at least. Anyway, so that was really insightful. I really appreciated having that conversation with them. And hopefully it's a good reference point when I say, you know, it seems like you have the editor hat on when it comes to archetypes, whereas I have the editor hat on just when it comes to cards. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Anyway. Okay, so that was a bunch of words I said. Now what am I doing? Oh, we're looking at the X spells and seeing if any make sense. I don't know. I kind of like Mockingbird. I'm trying to read this message and it's not showing up. I don't know what that means. This thing is telling me I have a message, but it's not letting me read it. All right, I think. Wonder what your process would look like if the maybe board didn't exist. Yeah, the maybe board. It's so funny because it's absolutely a crutch for me. but I think that without it, I would actually look much more editor hat like. Like the maybe board is my attempt to compromise, I think. I don't know if that comes through or not, but I think it bails me the hell out. Do we want clown car? I kind of think I do want this crap, and if it feels, I think if it feels off theme, we'll just ask people. Elusive otter is sweet. Like, I don't know. I can't run these in the 1 mana cube. I can run them here. Remove a counter, put a counter. Counter. Yeah, these are cool. Your worry for the archetypes comes from you looking through the cards and seeing that there may not be enough cards to make. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's reasonable. All right, let's see if Sickness said they were going to take the last spot, and they did. So now, man, this is exciting. We did it, guys. We interrupt this program to bring you an announcement. The Chaos Draft tournament officially has full roster. Okay, Elusive Otter, Mockingbird, Benevolent Hydra. And then speaking of reading, I have to read the next one. Hormagaunt Horde. Whenever a land enters, may pay 3. So it's just a big guy that can come back. I guess maybe board. That wasn't actually too hard to read. We take those. Alright. This is already in there. This was already maybe in there. That was in there. This is weird. Clown car. Well, no, magic cards are the worst. Have you seen these things? Wait, I maybe boarded clown car? It's over. Alright. Let's go, like, this is goofy, but I'm just curious. Power 1, toughness 1. Type vehicle. Oh, well, there you have it. Alrighty. Now Delirium. 26. Okay. Raving Visionary, not bad. Alright, I'm hopeful. Topplegeist, Raving Visionary. And DRC. Let's go just type creature, perhaps. This is a little redundant. I could delete, you know, that, but I think doing it this way is going to be nice and easy. We almost have the perfect Wooburg experience here, which is a little bit funny. Something's wrong with my chat, so we'll try refreshing it. Okay, 5 creatures. It's not bad. It's not really enough for a full theme, but I mean, it could be 5 creatures to the maybe board. I think it will be 5 creatures to the maybe board, in fact. Oh man, I want Violent Urge. That'll go to the maybe board as well. Something's going on with my chat. It's still not working. Traverse. Yeah, okay, we'll do those creatures, Traverse, and Violent Urge. Why is my chat not working? What is happening, Twitch? Topplegeist. Dragon's Rage. Chandler. Gnarled, whatever it's called. Gnarlwood Dryad. What's the blue one? Raving Visionary. Obsessive Skinner. And then we had, can I remember the spells? Violent Urge and Traverse. the Ulvenwald. Yay, I remembered most of them. Alright, they're in there. My chat is still not working, so I'm pulling it up on my phone. It looks like the last thing up there is... Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. That's impossible. I don't know, whatever, that's fine. I'm just gonna keep refreshing forever on my other thing. Stream didn't die. Check threshold. Okay, there we go. Now I can read. Why is it not working on my phone? I think something's just wrong with my Wi-Fi. If Delirium, then threshold, then check threshold. Okay, cool. Alright. Here we are. And I'll get rid of this, because this is kind of insane. It's just going to be the one, like, absolutely ridiculous 4-mana 1/1, right? No, it's more than... Whoa, 45 cards. Okay, let's go back to type creature here. Hallowed Healer would be funny. Shoreline Looter, alright. Is this... We are just maybe playing cards that Jackson can't, which is kind of weird. No, I mean, not that he couldn't play them, per se, but... I don't know, these are not as exciting. They're not as exciting either. I mean, Werebear is almost reasonable. This is just too much mana. In the 1-mana cube, this is okay. I just don't really like these. I also just don't like Threshold that much. Delirium is also cooler. I think a lot cooler than Threshold, so... Okay. Where are we with this? I don't want to do any pump effects yet, really. I think that's still for later. Let's do one removal spell for fun, because I've been really nice and focused. It doesn't kill everything, but it is funny. So let's do Cut Down. Okay. So, and that'll kind of complement our Stern Scolding here. Alright, we made really good progress. We have 144 cards in, like, how long has it been? Like 2.5 hours, we have 144 cards. I mean, Threshold's okay. But Delirium is disgustingly cool. It's super sick. What do I want to do? Let's do an easy one. Nice and easy. And then let's call it a stream, because it's about to be 3 a.m. Nothing is easier than plagiarizing yourself. So I'm going to look at my 1-mana cube and look for 1/1s. And I'm now looking for names for this cube. I've named all my cubes, so I'm not sure what the chances are that I would be happy with, or that, you know, someone else would say a name and I'd be like, oh my god, that's perfect, or whatever, but, what was I gonna say? But, I do need a name. Okay, here we go. 146 cards. That's not that bad. Javelineers, Champion, already in the maybe board. Alseed, and I think Esper Sentinel's in the main. I think I want Fairy Guide Mother. It's a pump spell and a flyer. Cube of the Meek. Oh, there were some cards. Let's do a very brief search. If I just do Meek, tokens, big, no. This is kind of funny. There's not a tag for this. Hate high PT. Oh wait, which one was I thinking of? Isn't there... Okay, no, I was just thinking of... God, what's the thing called? Mana value 2, O, untap. This is an obscure one. No, I did it wrong. What is it? What is it? Oh, I searched power 1. June 2 stakes. I don't think I actually want this necessarily, but I'm mostly just curious if Tagger has anything for it. Just power matters. I mean, that is actually probably pretty interesting. 1100 tags? Yeah, we're not doing that right now. That'll be a later me problem. Not later in the night. Alright, June 2 stakes. Okie dokie. I think we do want the Alcide. It's kind of like the Siren, but it also has lifelink, so maybe Voltron this in some weird situations. And don't really care about the rest of these too much. We already have Pixie. Ocelot Pride is a no. Ruin Lurker Bat. I'm down for a Ruin Lurker Bat. I just love that card. There's Skrelv again. Some of his supply. I'm confused. I forget what you're referencing. Of crack? Oh, to like stay awake or something? No thank you, I'm good. Yeah, let's go Ruin Lurker Bat. Monk of the Open Hand, kind of interesting. This is a later thing. Lunarch Veteran. I do like this card, but I don't really see a reason for it to fit. Student of Warfare, yeah, it's just a big guy. That and Figure of Destiny. Wait a minute. There's a tag for that. Pseudo Leveler. 8 taggings. Kellen is out. Evolved Sleeper will be in. Figure is in. And that's it. And I guess I'll throw in Student as well. I guess Warden could... There's no reason for Warden not to be in. Alright, we threw in some guys. Maybe this doesn't make sense. I don't know. Warden... Figure... Evolved. And I believe the last one was the Stud. Alright, good enough. And here we are. Geez, this is going to take a while. Do I want these? Like, not necessarily. Biomancer, like, maybe? It's probably yes. That's fine. There are going to be better looters, though. I don't know. I want my Delirium looter, the Raving Visionary. I'll just leave it out for now. Okay. Maybe just Spectral Sailor, is that it? We already have Storm Tamer in there, Mockingbird's in there, Spyglass Siren's in there. Yeah, I guess that's it. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna come back to Looters and Rummagers, I think, anyway. Assume this is good enough. It synergizes with a couple things, the Spectral Sailor. Synergizes with Chasm Skulker. It synergizes with the Klinkant Sky Mage and with Toothy. Pretty decent. Okay, black, I already added Carrion Feeder and Cruel Sadist. I like Crypt Breaker. I like Crypt Breaker a lot. I think Awakener's in there as well. Crypt Breaker. Any reason to... No? Okay. Forsworn Paladin. Really fun. Probably not this time. Vault Sleepers in there. Fester Leech. No. Fourth Bridge Prowlers on the Navy board. Rusalka is pretty interesting. Snarling Gorehound's pretty interesting. I think Gorehound is in. Tiny Bones. Let's give that a try. Stalactite Stalker is just cool. I have that and the Ruin Lurker Bat. What's going on? Alright, it's 3 a.m. I'm supposed to be done. That's bedtime, obviously. Why wouldn't bedtime be 3 a.m.? Okay, I don't know what's going on over there. No, what am I doing? Did Stalactite Stalker, so I do Tiny Bones. What is it called? The Pickpocket. And that's it except for Plagued Rusalka. Oh, Bowmat. Burnout Bastronaut? You have to go make breakfast? Alright, well we're pretty much here at the end of the stream. In fact, maybe I'll just call it right now. I don't know, what do we think? Oh, this isn't going to take me that long. I guess I'll just go through the rest of it really fast. Wacky, are you saying to call it? I don't know what that means. We did pretty well though, guys. Look at this. I mean, this is like at least half a cube or something, I think. This cube might be big though. We might go like 540 or something here. I don't know. The thing is, I am incentivized to make it a smaller cube so Infect actually works. Officially climbed out of the hole. Nice, that's good. Beating me however many times in a row helped, I hope. Oh, that was for yourself. That's what the emoji was about. What am I doing? I am maybe boarding Plague Rusalka. $2K deficit, jeez. Yeah, Nameless would be like... Nameless would be counting the cards that he didn't add to the cube. But thank you for all your help, Nameless. I do really appreciate it. I will be going over those suggestions that you've made sooner or later. Should I add Magus of the Scroll just for you? I probably will. Oh, you're off to bed, Wacky? I assume that's what that means. I mean, we should all be off to bed, except for Nameless, who's having breakfast. Stonewright seems perfect. Or isn't it? Most of these are bad. Rabbit Battery is good. Not sure about that Mako. Heartfire Hero is in. Ah, you didn't mention it. That's funny. Yeah, we'll throw it in. I mean, I'm a little bit worried about these pingers, so let's just do Griffin, Lavamancer, and Magus of the Scroll in the maybe board, but still. And now what? Oh, I'll throw in one more removal, just to, if it please the court or whatever. But let's go Bomat and burn out Bastronaut. And is that it? I think that's it from Red. Red's looking good. Bomat Career. Bomat Career. Burnout Bastronaut. It's not easy to pronounce. No, I'm adding them to the maybe board. I did so well for so long. Where am I going? I'm going insane. Nope, did I close my... Oh, I'm right here. I was looking for Scryfall. That was really funny. Also very disorienting. What was I thinking, though? I was thinking about adding something. Oh, the removal. You guys ready? We're going to add one more removal spell as a treat. I'm going to add Zap. Alright, now green. Oh, I really like Mild-Mannered Librarian. Scoot Mob. Maybe. I feel like I'm kind of losing sight of what the vision is here. I'm not positive. I think like it feels like I'm doing okay. I just don't actually know. Can't add almost any of these green cards. How about Seeker of Sunlight? And Ulvenwald Tracker, perhaps? I love Willowgeist. There will be synergies with Willowgeist, even if there aren't right now. And Wolfbitten Captive is just kind of insane, I think. So let's just throw those in for fun. Alright, so that's most of those. Young Wolf is interesting. It'll probably make it, but not just yet. Don't really care about tapping to add a count. Well, I mean, Chronomaton's colorless. Reese seems pretty cool. Ravenous Squirrel seems pretty cool. Not sure about Bloodhall Ooze. We're gonna go like Chronomaton, Reese, whatever the other one, Ravenous Squirrel. And is that it? Is there another one? Gosh, I think that might have been it. Are we done? Hey Asper, good to see you. Yeah, Gigantomancer is in the maybe board. Unfortunately, 8 mana is looking quite rough, but I do like the the card. I like the idea. So, and I think you've reached us just at the very conclusion of the stream. I don't know if you've been here for longer, but wow, what a stream it's been. 5.5 hours of cube design. First couple hours were me doing some cube design with my friend Jackson, and last 3 hours, cube draft at 3 in the morning. I don't think so wacky. Seems like an awesome cube. Nice. Well, I'm glad that you think so. Just very briefly, I'll talk about what we did. Just kind of a little nice summary wrap up here. And I can never parse things when it's just table view like this. So let's cross out that maybe board and give you guys the visual spoiler. But basically, I started by trying to see if I can find evidence of it in white. Looks like you can. I started by looking at the cards that, basically the mana slots, the mana values where there are only a few different options. So obviously 5 drops, 6 drops, even 4 drops, just very, very few 1/1s at those higher spots on the mana curve. Not to mention ones that are actually good enough. So anyway, that's what we started with. Doesn't mean they're all necessarily going to make it, even though very likely, we're going to have a blink theme and all that. So chances are these will. Soul Herder, notably also a 1/1, though we're going to be looking for ways to blink Mangara that are not Soul Herder because that doesn't actually work. But then, beyond that, one of the things that, Triskelion I think is probably also in the maybe board. I do really like it though. In fact, just given that is also a blink target, which I imagine is what you're alluding to here, let's go ahead and throw that one into the, oh god, now I can't see what I'm doing anymore. Let's throw it into the main. And back again. So we did that, and then one of the things I did next is I tried to remember the name of the 4-mana 3/3 that's like a Selesnya card from a Lara block, and it says whenever a 1/1 enters, put under your control, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. And then I went onto Scryfall Tagger after finding that card, because obviously that card's not allowed, right? It's a 3/3. What was I going to say? But when using Scryfall Tagger allowed me to find this card. Pendelhaven right now is the image for the cube, but we found the Seed Core, which is like the Infect version of Pendelhaven. It's like, that's interesting, right? Like, why would anyone ever put Infect into a cube? And as those of you who have been here or paying attention just now as I'm scrolling through, or even like looking at Inkmoth Nexus and Mirex might have been able to tell, we're actually going for the full-on supporting Infect /poison /toxic, which is not something I'm used to doing. So pretty excited to try to see if I can make that work. Skrelv's Hive is in there. Skrelv himself or itself, I don't know, it's a might, probably doesn't have a gender. And some there's some in black, there's some in green, there's even Ferromancer in red. I'm probably not doing a very good job showing you the actual cards by just going all over the place like this. But then we also have some nice tutors, of course. The red and white recruiters, we have Spellseeker. Right now, kind of thinking no pingers. We have a heroic theme, and pretty much one of the big things that it's like the biggest part of the cube that I didn't tackle. Apart from like fixing or whatever, but fixing is like, I've done that a million times. It'll be easy to do. I have not really done almost any pump spells. I've done next to no pump spells, and that's like what the cube is all about. It's all about the A+B of how can I turn this 1/1 into a formidable threat. And that's one of the fun things about the keywords, right? Flying and lifelink. That's another great reason for Ruin Lurker Bat to be in here, by the way, because it's just also white Vault Scourge with upside, I guess. But then, plenty of heroic stuff. Not sure if Spirited Companion is going to be meaningfully better or different than Helpful Hunter. Like, I don't know if the enchantment synergy is going to get there. Delirium is something we were looking at. We have some Delirium cards in the maybe board. But right now, a little bit good stuff centric, right? We're kind of just trying to find the best 1/1s. Here's a funny one for you guys at home. Dominating Lycid. Don't love that Alrund is a 2/3 on the other side, but it's a 5 mana 1/1. You do what you can, right? And Alrund is just sweet. It's a fun card to play with. I'm considering Death Touch Ping as a synergy because there are a lot of 1/1 Death Touchers. That's something we can think about next time or whenever as well. But yeah, anyway, I would say this has been a rousing success. It's been a lot of fun. I love cube design. I love having these goofy ass ideas and thinking like, oh, I don't know, maybe I can do something funny or interesting with it. And, that's what we did. And 5 mana for a 1/1, that's $20 for a t-shirt to you, Wacky. No, I'm just kidding. But what if it's 5 mana for a 1/1 that produces 8 power, Or 5 mana for 1/1 that makes a 3/3, but then you also have all the splicers, So yeah, I'm just really stoked about this. I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of work cut out for me with the maybe board. I'm gonna have to rethink the archetypes a little bit. I know that already. But here's one of the things I'll say one thing that I I'm not even gonna remember what I had some critique or criticism worry about. Oh yes. Yeah, I'll say one criticism and one thing that I'm happy with or about. So one criticism, I am pretty sure that being on the play is going to be utterly busted in this format. I'm pretty sure if you're on the play, your opponent better look the hell out. Because, if you're trying to win the game with Glistener Elf and like a bunch of 1-drops and like double strikers and stuff, like being on the play seems absurd to me. So that part I'm a little bit worried about. On the other hand, something I'm really happy about is blue. I was worried that this cube was going to make, clearly the most sense for green and white, right? But then also just black and red is kind of the other creature colors, and I was thinking blue is really going to be in trouble. And so far, blue is really keeping up. It's in the 20 range, just like red. So I'm quite happy with this. It's really fun. The link in chat is the wrong one. But that's fine. Hopefully you guys can figure out where this is. If you go cubecobra.com/user/finiteMTG or whatever, just like, I don't know, any of my, you'll be able to find it. It's out there. It's not going very far. But yeah. Anyway, all right, I think that'll be it. It is 3:16 in the morning, and what am I doing here? I guess I'm checking to see whether there's anyone to raid. And the answer is no, because it's 3:16 in the morning. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I really like this idea. This is way more fun than I expected, way less of a gimmick than I anticipated. So until next time.